haven't y'all seen straight men? Put a straight man in his at 30 compared to a gay man at 30. The gay man is nice and fit usually. You know what I'm saying? He still got his shit together. You know, he's still looking the part. Look at the 30-year-old that's straight, that got a whole fucking baby mama or two with 3-4 kids or some shit. And this nigga got a gut and everything. He don't give a fuck how he look like that. You wanna know why? Because it ain't all about that. He ain't got to stay in a uniform fit to play the game. Say So TV is another one. All right, so today I'm talking about aging in the gay community because I did get a request from somebody to make this video, and I really do like the thought of this topic because it is a needed one, and I have actually thought about it a lot. And it's like, oh my God, like y'all, like I swear I feel it, like in a sense of like when I used to be like 19, 20 and I used to talk shit on niggas my age, like, oh, old ass nigga, and, you know, niggas, you know, y'all niggas is old, how the fuck y'all niggas still single, and y'all old, like, or like, how you still single past 30? Like, I used to think that anybody past 30 was like, if they were single, like, they were the problem. Like, I always thought, like, oh, you have to be the problem and you're still single, and, like, I just always thought, like, ain't no way that you've been fucking around this long and you ain't found nobody. But now that I'm actually here, coming up on that age, I do see exactly what's going on and why. It's not that they all have been single all that time or whatever. They had plenty of relationships that failed. It's just that this is a lifestyle that I noticed is definitely not, you can't gauge it on normal standards, and also it's not even just our lifestyle. There's so many other factors on top of that. If y'all go watch the video Why You're Still Single that I made, it'll actually explain all of that. But as far as aging in the gay community, it is definitely like within regular society, it's already a stipulation on getting older and still being attractive. You still need to maintain being attractive as you get older. That's just in, you know, the status quo. Then you got the black community that also, because black don't crack, you got to stay looking good. You got to stay as long as possible, because if you don't, it'll look like something ain't right, which I think most of us don't have that to worry about. But however, when it gets down to the gay community, now it's the body dropping, it's the whole young, dumb, full of cum lifestyle that I knew that this was when I was 18, 19, 20, when I first got into it. And I was just like, you know what? If I told myself then, this is how I knew I'm a wise man and I'm gifted, because I told myself then, if I don't find a partner if I'm not like settled down, if I don't have an idea of what my family's gonna look like and all that by the time I'm 30, I'm not fucking with these niggas no more. I told myself that, and honestly, as I'm creeping towards 30, I'm becoming a little bit more bisexual than I have been within the last couple years. Within this last year or two, I've messed with 3 females, and that's recently what I've been doing as well. Not that I'm saying I'm gonna just turn straight, but it gets to a point where you can allow the lifestyle that you're a part of to dictate the outcome of your life, to dictate your, what's it called? Your end all be all is what I'm trying to say. And y'all, I want all the men that are a part of this lifestyle to look at where you want to see yourself within the next 5 to 10 years. Actually, within the next 3 to 5 years, I'm gonna say, because I feel like gay men act like we got forever. Everywhere I turn, and on social media, even within experiences, and not even just my own, but with my friends, it's everybody's focused on healing themselves, getting themselves together, self-love, and it's all about self right now. And the reason why I'm saying that is something to pay attention to is because basically, from my perspective, from my perception, everybody is stuck that is speaking on this is stuck in a state of growth, stuck in an immature state of trying to find themselves, and they don't come out of it. This is what y'all gotta understand. If you wait to do everything when you're ready, you won't do nothing. If you have to wait to do everything when you are ready, you will never do anything. Life does not, everything is not about knowing how to do it and being taught and having somebody hold your hand and having a blueprint to go off of. You have to create. I feel like LGBT, one thing about us that we all need to understand is that we have to create our own perspective and blueprint on what we're supposed to do in life. You cannot go off of straight people and say that this is what we're supposed to do and this is what we're supposed to do, because we mixing shit that doesn't belong. What I've noticed is in this community, on this side with the gay community, that's different from the straight community, is that at least straight people know the status quo or the blueprint of what they're supposed to do or what works for a family. Gay people haven't had no guidance on that. There's been no blueprint. Those little movies and those little shows that we've had, like, you know, Queer as Folk and what's that movie with all the black people, all the black couples, or some of them, Noah's Ark. Like, that was somewhat trying, but that was going off of straight norms as well. There has been no, like, real leaders in our community that stuck out for relationships. Now, there's a lot of them that give entertainment and give advice on self-help and all that, but there is really not much. And then there might be, but we haven't seen them, or the platform, they don't get out to so many people. But what I'm saying is that with that being said, with y'all not knowing what to do, I noticed that transpires from your 20s to your 30s to your 40s, and then I honestly feel like a lot of y'all not gonna be ready to settle down until y'all's 40s. And honestly, that's just too late for some people. Ain't nobody trying to start the family around that time. You know what I'm saying? I want to grow with my kids. I want to have some youth with my kids. I want to have some youth in my relationship with my partner that I'm about to spend the rest of my life with. I don't feel like it's fair to be young and fine all throughout these whole stages, or this young life, this bachelor life, and then get to a point where you find somebody that you about to spend the rest of your life with, but then now you old and shit. Y'all want to wait till y'all that point, and I peeped that. And that's the reason why I've started exploring my options with females, and I do have that ability to, and I'm thankful that I do, because I have talked to gay men that do not have that ability. If you're a straight gay man, a flat out gay man, and you have no choice but to end up with a man, if that's the case, well, like I even did myself, if the whole family shit doesn't work out, you need to come up with another alternative to make you happy. Because I'm be honest, or to be fulfilled. Because I'm be honest, like, for me personally, I didn't know what it would look like to get older and not have, like, to get to the end of my life, like, to get old and not have no kids, no spouse. That's foreign to me, straight up. Honestly, all of my family is married. The majority of them, at least. I grew up going to weddings throughout my whole life as a child. My family somewhat raises you to be a productive, responsible adult, to go out and find your own family, not to sit up and dwell in the one that we were born in. Yes, we all still love each other. Yes, we all still come together, but the main agenda was to go out and find your own family, to procreate, to have a legacy to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just do not know what it looks like to grow old and not have a spouse or some kids or something. I just do not know what that looks like. That's one reason why I've been very relationship oriented, because of the way I was raised, which brings me to another thing. Guys that was raised with a single parent may not have adapted this quality. If they can go from one extreme to another where they can, or they possibly could never, because they never grew up seeing it. How do you know what to do or want something that you never saw a positive glimpse of? if all your relationships that you've seen growing up have been toxic, you're going to have that outlook on relationships. I was raised under a married couple. My papa and my TT was married since their 20s, and it was till death did them part. I grew up with my mom in long-term relationships. There was never like men coming in and out and all that. Like I've heard these stories with these other guys, you know what I'm saying? So I think that all that plays a part with the age. And the reason why I'm talking about the self-love thing with the age is because I think that a lot of guys are not paying attention to that. They think that, oh, I'm just going to be, you know, I'm going to preach this whole movement that everybody else is talking about, like this selfish movement, this whole self-love, this whole self-growth. And, you know, like, honestly, I'm going to keep it real. I think it's a cop-out for just being scared. I think that really it's a bunch of intimidated little boys that don't know what to do. So instead of saying that they don't know what to do, or they're scared to do it because it's so against society's norms, or they don't know how to go about it or whatever, they'll cop out and say, well, I'm just focused on myself. Like, it's a cop out. You're not focused on, first of all, it's a turn off to me personally when I come across niggas my age saying shit like this, my age and up saying this shit. What the fuck have you been doing? We all getting into our 30s now. What the fuck have you been doing all this time? If you ain't been focused on yourself, what the hell have you been doing? Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, because even though I've been relationship oriented, I knew that to be relationship oriented, I had to be focused on myself to be good enough to be with someone. How the fuck you gonna be with somebody if your ass ain't did none of the self work? How you gonna do, you know, like, where are you at in life if you don't know who you are? How you gonna wanna love somebody if you don't love yourself? I felt like this was all first base shit. And y'all are literally sitting on first base at 30, 40 years old. Like, come on, my nigga, this is late. And I'm calling this out because this is real. Like, this is literally all that you see on social media is everything is about themselves. And then everything is negative when it comes to a relationship. They think it's a privilege to be single, and they think that being in a relationship or somebody trying to pursue them in a relationship is like they're trying to hurt them. Like, niggas really think that you're trying to hurt them when you're trying to talk to them. I've noticed that shit. It's like you bothering them. Like, you fucking with them. When you trying to just get to know them and have good intentions, they treat you like you got bad intentions. But I realize that that's because they're used to that. This world is evolving, y'all. And I've had to tell myself, being raised up on movies like The Brothers and Two Could Play That Game and, you know, Deliver Us from Eva, all these like older love movies and stuff, like that movement, like that 90s love, that early 2000s love don't exist no more. These motherfuckers is all players, they all hoes. They think that it's a privilege to be on some hoe shit. They don't see the value in relationships anymore. I see a lot of factors as to why, because of the shit that's going on. But boy, I think the main thing with getting old, this is the reason why I'm saying this, because I think the main problem with getting older in the gay community is that you haven't settled down. I feel like if you settle down, it won't bother you like that. You know what I'm saying? As you getting older, it won't bother you because you got so much other shit to focus on and you fulfilled. And that's when I say fulfilled. There's a difference between fulfilled and happiness, y'all. All right. Happiness is an emotion that comes and goes, and it's a choice as well. You can choose to be happy. But fulfillment is, you have to go after that. And everyone has their own definition of fulfillment. But fulfillment is basically where you get to a point where you are satisfied with what has happened in your life. And if anything happens, you are good. You know what I'm saying? To go. You good to be comfortable with what you've made of this world and your place and your existence here. You know what I'm saying? It's an existence thing. And some people, to be fulfilled, they need to have this amount of money. They need to have this career goal fulfilled. They need to have this. For some people, they need to have a family. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody discourage you from what is going to fulfill you. Don't let nobody tell you, oh no, you need to be doing this. For people who don't want to be in relationships, don't let nobody tell you that you need to be in one. Okay? If a motherfucker want to be in a relationship, don't let nobody tell you that you don't need to be focused on that. You need to be focused on yourself. Go after what is going to fulfill you personally. All right? I just want to put that out there. But yeah, that's what the notation is with getting old as a gay person. That's why you age out at 30 here, because this is a young, dumb, full of cum lifestyle. Let's just keep it G. As you get older, this shit is pointless, y'all. I mean, as I'm getting older, I'm starting to see, like, wait a minute, I thought that I was going to be able to find a guy by now that was equivalent to me mentally and had some of the same goals and drive, that we could have started a family, got married, gotta have built a home, all kind of shit, travel this motherfucking, like, I thought that it would have been one person by now, because even when I was younger, I'll keep it real, this shit's getting worse as time goes. Like, from the 2010s, it's gotten worse from then. Like, now in the 2020s, like, it's bad. Like, niggas cutoff game is so strong. Like, I don't even see how you will be able to start it, because of the distractions, and it's just, the insecurity level is out of this world. I was being optimistic, but I mean, there's a lot of trauma that's been undealt with out here, y'all. And unfortunately, all of us that have or are working on ours and are continuing to, we're going to be collateral damage to that if you stay in this mode of trying to find someone in this lifestyle, because I feel like it's just going to honestly be a repetition of failed relationships, learn lessons, closed doors, and at some point you have to get to a point where you realize that basically, I feel like gays have made relationships like learning lessons. They haven't really made them to be something that lasts. It's like, it's a selfish ego thing that they take from relationships and move on to the next. It's not to actually start a family and build and shit like the point of this is, you know. So yeah, basically with aging in the gay community, that's where I feel the problem is. You do not need to be 30 up in no clubs trying to holler at 21-year-olds and shit. That shit is lame as fuck. I will not be that dude. When I was that nigga, 21 years old, and niggas was trying to holler at me that was 30 plus in the club, I looked at them like losers. I literally did not fuck with them just because of the fact that I feel like you should have been already tied down by now. You know what I'm saying? Now, now that I'm at this age and I'm getting older, I still feel that way. I don't feel like it's their fault why they're single, but where I'm gonna hit on this at is that I've realized a lot of older guys, and y'all might not want to hear this, but a lot of y'all got to this point because y'all was on some player hoe shit when y'all was in y'all's 20s and when y'all was young and fine, and when y'all was actually being pursued, y'all thought that y'all could be arrogant and not fuck with nobody. Now that your ass done got some age on you, this weight trying to pick up, this hair losing, this whatever the fuck may be going on with you, all of a sudden now you ready to start trying to look at somebody seriously. That shit's fake. That shit, I think, is the reason why a majority of guys are single. You know, even if you haven't consciously thought of it, subconsciously though, the whole little things that you tell yourself, the way that you allow your insecurities to drive you, when you dissed that one dude, or, you know, walked out on that one dude that was trying with you just because you had to go figure yourself out, or you didn't know, like, it's just all of the decisions that have been made have stemmed from thinking that we got all the time in the world, taking life for granted, okay, taking time for granted, taking sex for granted. We do sex like it's nothing, when that is a whole soul and energy swap, okay? It's a lot of just disrespect in this lifestyle on just our being. You know, it's just like, what's the point? Like, if we gonna be here just to fuck, if we put sex on such a high pedestal, but then yet it doesn't mean anything at the same fucking time, because you can give some of the best sex and that shit will literally have you forgotten the next day. Like, it doesn't, like, y'all put shit up on there's so many big dicks and so many fat asses, but y'all put them on a pedestal for that moment just to go praise the next one and the next one and the next one. Like, when does it, like, what, like, this is all that we're destined to do? Is this all that the gay community is? Is this all that being gay is? And you have to ask yourself that. If that's all that it's been for you, I will say, don't be in hopeful, wishful thinking forever. Wake up to the coffee and look at the statistics around you. You could be an A1 nigga in this lifestyle and still end up at the wrong addresses all the time and always never finding exactly or getting what you want. And it's not about you. You know what I'm saying? I just want everybody to know that, like, there are personal things about each and every one of us that's not perfect that we can work on. But I'm saying you could cross all the T's and you could still end up single in this bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I peep. So let's be easy on each other and show some love. Start spreading some light. Stop being shady and throwing shade at each other. Like, we need to develop friendships in this community. That's another thing I'm about to talk about in the next video, is friendships, making friends in the gay community, because I noticed that that's a difficult thing as well, especially when you're attractive. If you go to a new city, it's like nobody want to be your fucking friend. How you gonna make friends? Like, if everybody want to fuck you, like, so yeah. But yeah, just to go on to the age thing in the gay community, it is definitely something to understand that is, no matter what you think. Yes, you're going to be required or expected to still be attractive as you get older. But I think that that's not the thing that y'all need to be worried about. I think that what y'all need to be worried about as getting older is crossing all your goals and getting fulfillment. You know what I'm saying? If you've been doing the same thing in this revolving door, fucking all these different niggas, and you haven't found nobody, but you want to be in a relationship, it's time for you to switch some shit up. There's no point in you continuing to hook up with all these different guys and letting these guys come in and out your bed or going in and out of other guys' bed, and it ain't really nothing happening and you ain't satisfied. For that little moment you satisfied, in the next minute, like the next couple of days, you already back at it. Like, that's not satisfaction. So yeah, y'all need to really just understand that we got one life that we really know that we got. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what happens after this. Don't waste your time doing things that ain't gonna fulfill you. Work out, focus on, you know what I'm saying, being the best version of yourself. I think that that's always best to do, regardless if you're looking for someone or not. And just embracing as you get older. Me personally, I look at it like, I thought my 20s was my prime, but now that I'm getting older, I really feel like my 30s is my prime. Like, I'm looking good as fuck. Like, when I tell you, I'm not trying to flex, like, you know, I ain't trying to be cocky, but like, your boy, yeah, like, my body is even a little better than I was when I was 20s. Like, when I was 20, like, my mindset's better. I feel like it's like a second chance at you, but doing it the right way now. Now I got knowledge instead of just being young and, you know what I'm saying, gullible and just like excited. I have experience and knowledge and, you know, just embrace, but I'm still young, you know what I'm saying? I'm still fine, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a second 20s. Like, I get a second chance at doing shit right, you know what I'm saying? So look at it like that. Don't look at it like, don't let everybody make you feel like you old and all that. These little niggas that's 21, 22, 23, they gonna get old too. So, you know, at the end of the day, just remember that we all ain't doing nothing but getting older. You cannot help it. You can't change the time. All you can do is change yourself and going after what you need to be fulfilled. All right, so that's it for this one right now. I might add something later, but yeah, thank y'all for watching, and like, comment, and subscribe, and comment, let me know, give me some more topics that y'all want to see me do.
No, I don't give a fuck about what anyone say. No, I don't give a fuck about what anyone say.